4th and goal to go to 2. 34 seconds left to go in the ball game. This is the play right now. Takes the snap. Targeted goes in. Targeted all alone. And the quarterback keeps. Wow, what a call. Nobody touched him.
Here is Jeff, the host of the Gridiron.
And welcome to the Gridiron, baby. If you can give this video a thumbs up or maybe share this video, that would be absolutely freaking phenomenal. If you subscribe to my channel, thank you. If not, please go down below, hit the subscribe button, hit that bell icon. That way next time I go live or if I put a video out, you'll be notified. And it's free of charge. What do you got to lose? It's totally free of charge. But if you're subscribed to my channel, thank you. If you want to help support my channel out, description box below, very top link, takes you to my membership page. I got 3 different membership levels. Each one has their own little perks to them. So once again, if you want to help support my channel out, I thank you. And then finally, just underneath that, there's another link somewhere. Takes you to my Facebook group. It's called the New York Giants, The Gridiron. It's my Facebook group. We have over 9,800 members in the group. It is doing simply marvelous, might I add. Basically, if I'm alive and breathing, and if I got internet access, I am putting stuff in this group darn near 365. It's called the New York Giants, The Gridiron. It's my Facebook group. Please join it. You will not be dissatisfied, I promise. All right, well, guys, training camp is underway. Come on, bud. All right, buddy. Training camp's here. Although, what is it? They're off. I think Monday might be the first day they'll be doing some actual popping because they got the pads on there. I mean, they're out there in just jock straps and shorts and all, and just helmets. You know, I mean, the first couple days, and they're off Saturday. They got Friday. They're off Saturday and they come back Sunday. I think Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, maybe. But I do know they're off Saturday. Tomorrow is supposed to be pretty hot out there. It's supposed to be like 95, 96, 97 degrees. So at least they do it early in the morning before it's like high noon and all and everything. So they won't get the full brunt of the heat of the sun, but it's going to be hot out there tomorrow. But at least they won't be in full pads. So they just kind of ramped themselves up. I'll be talking about, as of right now, anyway, haven't heard of no injuries. A couple of guys, I will be talking about a little bit like on the PUP list and all that. So I'll be talking about that. But balls are flying in the air. It's always nice because you got the crowd is there. They won't be there for all of the practices, but it's always nice because one thing I do like is you got people just taking like videos and of different plays and all that stuff and putting it on social media for us to see and everything. That's pretty cool. There was one, I'll tell you what, it was I think it was today. It showed of course Abdul Carter going against JMS, and JMS, I tell you what, wound up about 45 yards behind the line of scrimmage. It was embarrassing. I mean, it's embarrassing maybe in a good way, but also kind of embarrassing in a bad way because it's like you take a center in the second round. This is year 3 for him. Year 3 for him. One more time, I'm going to do that. I did twice. So it's only training camp. That's why we got training camp, and also Jackson Dart's first pass at Bar. Pick 6 going back the other way once again. That's why we got training camp. But I mean, JMS, he's got maybe the leader mentality. He's smart, intelligent, all that stuff and everything. But yeah, once again, it's year 3 for him. So, I mean, it was just, once again, as I said, it's just training camp. There's no, but I mean, he's one of the guys you have to keep an eye on. I mean, I hope we don't have to start diving back into the draft again to draft another center. anyway, but got some stuff here from there was a lot of good stuff, you ever listen to Big Blue Kickoff Live? I try to listen to them every day, especially during training camp and all that and everything, because they're there every day. Those guys there, Lance Meadow, Matt Sitek, Paul Dottino, John Schmelk, even Howard Cross during the regular season. I know he's a part of it, and he's always there at the he's usually there on all the giant broadcasts and all of that and everything. So you got the guys who are there all the time, every day, reporting. They're on every day, Monday through Friday for an hour every day. The thing is with the Big Blue Kickoff Live, they work for the Giants, so they're only allowed to say certain things. How like with the media, the media can when the media is there and the people are there, they can take videos and say certain things. A lot of, they're only allowed to say certain things. Big Blue Kickoff Live, but they're very, very knowledgeable, so I try to listen to them every day because they're there every day, right? One thing they were saying, they were talking about a lot of good things. They said, the tight ends look pretty good. The running backs were looking pretty good. As far as like, Neighbors was looking good. The quarterbacks look, pretty good, but the defense did, did their fair share as well too. So you always want, you don't want it all being, the offense, fantastic. Well, and does that mean the defense sucked? You don't want it all the defense, man. The defense, 7 interceptions, 6 of them run back for touchdowns, 14 sacks. That's good, but then does that mean our offense sucks? So you always want that, the happy medium. But a lot of good stuff, boy. I tell you, it's on. Yeah. I forgot exactly what day it is, but like within 10 days or so, whatever. You'll have the Hall of Fame game, right? And then we're off and running, right? So. We're going to be talking about the Scat Man, Cam Scataboo, a little later in the program here. But so practice 1, obviously after the veterans reported for training camp, rookies arrived a week earlier. The team took to the practice fields at the Quest Diagnostics Training Center for the first time since minicamp and in mid-June. Now there are just 17 days until the preseason opener and 46 days until the real things begins September 7th at Washington. You know what? I like that, Joe. I like that. I like the at Washington part. I like that. I don't mind starting on the road at all. We went down there last year, and we should have won the game if we actually had a kicker. So this even if we were to win the first game, we're not the Super Bowl. But I do like it because that would be a huge confidence booster. You go up against a team that you lost to twice last year, and on the road where you should have beaten them last year. And if you can go in there and they went to the NFC Championship game, if you go in there and just shut them up, boy, that's a huge it's like what happened in 2022, right? Giants went on the road in Tennessee. Nobody gave the Giants much of a chance in there. Giants came away with the dub, so that should be a huge confidence booster for the Giants here. All right, everything is new each year, said Coach Daboll, said alongside General Manager Joe Schoen. Now, we're going to talk about the press conference as well, too. So we like the guys we brought in, the additions. We like the draft picks that we've had, how they worked. I like how we competed in the spring. So I'm looking forward to training camp. This is the start of the season. We've got a long way to go. Got a lot of things we got to continue to improve on day by day with the goal to be ready to go at the start of the season. So touchdowns, just like OTAs, the Giants worked exclusively in the red zone on first day. And on very first play of 7-on-7 drills, Russell Wilson found Wandale Robinson in the back corner of the end zone for touchdown. Oh, yeah. Wilson threw a handful of other touchdowns during 7-on-7s and 11-on-11s, including 2 to wide receiver Malik Neighbors, who is a full go after missing time in the spring due to a lingering toe issue. Now, we're going to be talking about that, too, in a little bit here. Wilson's other touchdowns went to Tyrone Tracy and Theo Johnson. It was a great first day, Wilson said. I thought we did a really good job. I thought we executed well. I thought we did some really good things. There's always things we could always get better at after first day, especially, but I thought we did a really good job. Rookie running back Cam Scatterby, who we're going to be talking about a little bit too. Let's see. It's also full go to start training camp. Recorded touchdown pass from Jackson Dart. Dart later threw another touchdown pass to Johnson during a team period. Scatterby found the end zone again on a pass from Jameson Winston. Takeaways. The first takeaway of the training camp was also a touchdown. Cornerback Nick Jones jumped the route, right? Who was a Super Bowl ring with his time with the Chiefs and signed with the Giants in the offseason, had a clear path to a pick 6 during 11-on-11 drills. Originally 7th-round choice by the Chiefs, Jones has appeared in 10 career games with splitting time on the practice squad. Now, that was Dart's first pass, as far as I know. He dropped back the pass. He was staring, throw it. It was like a Daniel Jones kind of thing. Threw it, and then he did one of these. Just woo, there it goes, all the way the other way for a defensive touchdown. So, let's see. Giants fans saw a new cornerback, Paulson Adebo, up close for the first time since he signed at the start of free agency. The former Saint didn't disappoint and made a nice play to break up a pass early in the day. Fellow cornerback Deontay Banks showed sticky coverage on a few plays to prevent touchdowns. Now, also another thing I heard from a Big Blue Kickoff Live, it might have been a touchdown here, a touchdown, or a good catch here, but a lot of times, too, what they were saying is that the defense was there. It wasn't like there was a touchdown to Malik Neighbors in the corner in the end zone, and he was wide up. No, there wasn't any of that. It was either maybe a really good catch. There was one Fedoni made in the back of the end zone. I can't remember who was covering him, but his arms are long. Looks like an octopus out there. But he made the ball was thrown up high. He jumped up with his one hand and caught it. One hand brought it down for a touchdown. The defender was there. The ball was just thrown up too high and, over the defender. It was good coverage. Sometimes you got to tip your cap. Tip your cap. The defender can be there, but if the ball is just that well thrown, sometimes there's not much you can do about it. Let's see here. Dart's first pass attempt was a completion to tight end Thomas Fedoni. Greg Dulcich, another tight end, showed strong hands in traffic on a pass from Winston. Outside linebacker Brian Burns tipped the pass on a quarterback rollout and then later ended the day by forcing Wilson to throw the ball away. Outside linebackers Trace Ford and Toman Fox would have had would-be sacks. The former would have likely stripped the ball on the play. Safety Dane Belton did notch a takeaway like he did many times throughout the spring, but he did line up what would have been a big hit at the goal line to prevent a touchdown. So, obviously there was good, with the offense and the defense. At day 2, 9 takeaways from day number 2. Now we're going to be talking about Malik Neighbors and his toe. Let's see. Dart's day 1 pick 6, not a big issue. Rookie quarterback Jackson Dart threw a pick 6 on day 1, which reminded all who have hopes that he could be ready to play this season that he still has a long way to go. Daboll didn't dwell too much on it. You talk about it right after it. The defense made a good play. He threw it into Nick Jones there, made a nice play, and moved on to the next play. That's what these practices are for everybody. There'll be some good. There'll be some things we need to correct and make sure you correct them and move on. One thing Daboll did talk about was, you bring these guys in And, when there's problems, right, you try to correct them. Does the guy learn from them, right? One thing Daves did say at his press conference was that, if the guy keeps making the same mistakes, if he doesn't learn and all that, he said it's kind of hard to put him out there on the field, like maybe in preseason games, right? So everybody makes mistakes, right? Do you learn from your mistakes and correct them, right? The rookies are loose and ready to contribute. Dart and fellow rookie running back Cam Scadaboo emerged from the locker room ready for take action on Thursday. It appears that they have made a solid connection already. They continue and embrace via headbutt. Now, what they did, they did day 1 and day 2 is they both walked out together. Day 2, Dart was like kind of walking out. He didn't have his helmet on. Cam was walking out. He had his helmet on. He had one of those protective shells on his head. But then he had Dart's helmet on top of that. So Cam's walking out with his own helmet on, and then he has Dart's helmet on top of his. He's walking out, nice and slow and all that. So, obviously he doesn't want the helmet to fall off. So I think Dart was off to the side, maybe shaking hands or something like that with the people. And he came over, and then he took his helmet off of Cam's helmet, right? And he put his helmet on, right? I guess buckled himself up, and then they gave a little headbutt to each other. Then this would be the second day in a row. Cam walked over to the camera, right? Because they were being recorded or videoed, as they were walking out. And Cam walked up to the camera and went, woo, like Nature Boy, right? So that might be his call card. That might be, I don't know. It might be his touchdown celebration. Who knows? Going into, looking at getting to the nearest camera and going, woo, like that. So I'll have to wait and see. But they walked out together 2 days in a row. Neighbors beats Daboll for a touchdown. Questions about Neighbors' toe continue to be answered. He beat big-ticket free agent quarterback Paulson Adebo early on in practice for a touchdown on a pass from Russell Wilson. Carter's playing all over so far. Linebacker Abdul Carter, the 3rd overall pick in this year's draft, has been lining up all over so far. He has been used as a stand-up outside linebacker as well as on the inside. The Giants want to exploit his talents in as many ways as possible. Yep. Let's see. Wandell taking the next step as a receiver. While the headlines are going to other players, wide receivers Wandell Robinson wants you to keep him on your radar. For the second consecutive day, he stood out at practice. He wants to remain a starter, and he's off to a stellar start. Well, I don't know who's going to take his place, but oh boy, here we go. Oh man, here we go. Well, all right, so I'll have to wait and see. Plus, what they did say too was Big Blue Kickoff Live didn't mention anything as far as injuries. You're waiting to hear that first injury. What's it gonna be, huh? Who's it gonna be? But Hyatt left practice with a leg issue. But let's see. This is an important camp for 3rd-year wideout Jalen Hyatt. He needs to show the coaches that he's ready for a larger target share. On Thursday, Hyatt caught a touchdown pass from Dart, but was then seen getting treated by trainers on the sideline later on in practice. Ooh. As per Dan Dugan, Hyatt didn't go inside and was moving pretty well while jogging on the side. So we'll see what his status is for tomorrow, meaning Friday. Possibly just a cramp. Let's hope. I mean, that would be, says Jalen Hyatt getting his leg stretched by a trainer. He went down with an apparent left hamstring injury in minicamp. Something to monitor. So Hyatt dealt with a leg issue earlier in the spring, but there is hope this was a little more than just than cramping. So we'll have to keep an eye on him. Because he's wide receiver number 4. Right. Unbelievable. Thibodeau is planning on a big season. Former first-round pick Kayvon is gearing up for a breakout year. The fourth-year linebacker was getting himself ready to grapple by working out with wrestlers this offseason. He is healthy and claims he has developed into a top edge rusher. He also lost a little bit of weight to get a little faster, he was saying. So definitely one of my goals is to finish. Like I said before, I had 5.5 sacks last season. So I had 5. That means he also said he had 5 half sacks, which equates to 2.5, and probably would have been, you guys can do the math, maybe 7 or 8 sacks totally if I could finish them instead of getting a half a sack, maybe, grabbing a hold of somebody and somebody else coming in and help finish. If he got there maybe first and was able to finish, take the guy to the ground, he would have got whole sacks, not half sacks. So what he's also talking about too is that if he would wind up with 7 or 8 sacks, right, in just 12 games, I think it was 12 because he missed 5, right? That would have put him on par to get like maybe 10 or 11 sacks for this season. And the year before that, I think he had, 11.5 sacks? So he would have had 10, 11 sacks in back-to-back seasons. So that's why he said he wants to finish. If he's the first guy there, he wants to be able to take the quarterback to the ground. Just making sure they get everything I deserve this year, he said. Well, that's another thing, too. I mean, because although, it's, obviously for a lot of guys, whether it's a contract year or like with Kayvon, they picked up his 5th-year option, so they know he knows what he's getting paid, pretty much next season, right, in 2026. But, he's trying to, so what's it going to be after 2026? They can't just, keep picking up his 5th-year option. They can't pick up his 5th-year option when he's in his 6th year. Sooner or later he's going to get the, get the big bucks, right? And you would hope and figure it would probably be from the Giants, especially they picked up his 5th-year option. Hopefully, they have hopes of bringing him back, for a long term. Now, in 2027, the Giants will have some money to spend, right? So, and if they wind up getting rid of if Wilson isn't here anymore, Jameson Winston's not here anymore, if they got Dart here, and they have like a couple, guys underneath Dart, right? If the quarterback room would be very money friendly, right? Especially for Dart, right? In 2025, 26, 27, 28, and 29. 2030 is when it's going to start, if he's the real deal, if he stays around, all that stuff and everything. So, but we got if he's the real deal, we got 5 years. That's the juicy spot. That's when you want to start really building the team around the guy. Because if he's the real deal in like 2030, once again, he's going to want 50, 60 million, maybe more. Who knows, right? So that's when a lot of your superstars got to start going bye-bye because you can't afford them anymore, right? But it's big for Kayvon, big year, right? I see. Rookie Fedoni making his presence known. Who was it? 43. Who was? Can't say. Looks like it was number 43 went up against. The pass was thrown over number 43. He goes jumping up with his right hand and pulls the ball in. So he's got a long reach. Rookie tight end Thomas Fedoni, 7th-round pick in this year's draft, is putting his best foot forward so far in training camp. Fedoni was the top recruit coming out of high school before he suffered back-to-back knee injuries in college at Nebraska. He's not letting this opportunity slip by. He made a one-handed snag in the back of the end zone. So he as far as also listen to the Big Blue Kickoff Live, Dulcich has made a couple nice catches. Bellinger made a good catch or two. Fedoni make a nice catch. You're not really so much worried about Manhurts because he's the electric football. He's the blocking tight end, right? And we know Theo Johnson is, as of right now, going to be, not penciled in, but you're kind of expecting him to be maybe tight end number uno. So it'll be interesting to see. Should probably go. I'm thinking maybe with 4 tight ends. Maybe Bell. I mean, unless Dulcich knocks one of the. I mean, we're not going with 5 tight ends. Or the other guy will probably be put on the practice squad. Maybe somebody might pluck him off. Who knows? But it's going to be interesting to see. I'm sure Manhurst will probably make it. Fedoni's not going on the practice squad, and Theo Johnson. So tight end number 4, it might be a battle between Bellinger and Dulcich. Right. But so far, good and bad. I mean, the offense had some good stuff, and then the defense had some good stuff. But tomorrow'd be another one without. It was just like helmets and all and everything. But it's supposed to be really, really hot tomorrow.